Have you ever built something you thought people would love, only to watch them ignore it completely? A product, a website, a business idea, even a relationship. It's not because you're not smart. It's not because you're not trying. It's because you're designing from your perspective, not theirs. And that's the brutal truth behind why most customer journeys fail. But here's the good news. There is a simple map that can transform any business, and it's the same blueprint that turns ideas into real impact. Today, we'll break down the most powerful ideas from the book Mapping Experiences by Jim Kalbach and show you how mapping experiences can transform your work, your business, and even your relationships. Core takeaway number 1. The map is not the territory. One of the most powerful insights in the book is this. Your perception of reality is not the same as someone else's experience. Businesses often design products based on how they think things should work, not how customers actually use them. That gap is where frustration lives. Experience mapping forces you to step into the user's shoes and ask, what are they trying to accomplish? What obstacles do they face? What emotions are shaping their decisions? Here's the practical application. Next time you design anything, a product, presentation, or process, ask, what does this experience look like from the other person's perspective? This shift is subtle, but incredibly powerful. Core takeaway number 2. Experiences are journeys, not touch points. Most organizations focus on individual touch points. A website page, a checkout process, a customer service call. But customers don't think in fragments. They think in stories. It starts when you search for destinations. Compare prices, read reviews, book flights. Every step shapes the overall experience. A customer journey begins long before they meet you and continues long after they leave. Here's the practical application. Map the entire journey, not just the moment you control. If you run a business, ask, what happens before customers find me? What happens after they leave? Often the biggest improvements happen outside your obvious touchpoints. Core takeaway number 3. Emotions drive every decision. People love to believe they're logical, but research consistently shows that emotions are the real engine behind behavior. Experience maps track customer actions, thoughts, and emotions, because feelings determine whether someone continues or quits. Here's an example. Imagine waiting on hold with customer service. At first you're patient, but after 10 minutes, your emotions shift from calm to annoyed to angry. Now even a small mistake by the company feels unacceptable. Here's a practical application. Ask, what is the person feeling at each step? Then design to reduce negative emotions and amplify positive ones. Core takeaway number 4. Visualizing the experience reveals hidden problems. Humans understand complexity visually. That's why experience maps are so powerful. Instead of a long document, a map shows steps in the journey. Actions, emotions, pain points, opportunities. Suddenly patterns become obvious. Think of it this way. Imagine trying to navigate a city without a map. You might eventually reach your destination, but the journey would be chaotic. Experience mapping gives organizations a map of human behavior. Here's a practical application. If you manage a team or project, sketch a simple map with steps, actions, thoughts, emotions, and problems. You'll uncover insights in minutes. If you want to actually apply these ideas to your life, don't skip this. Check the description for a powerful interactive Copilot prompt. It guides you step by step through the lessons so you can personalize them, solve real problems, and create changes that stick. You can even copy it into any chatbot you prefer. This is where the real transformation happens. Core takeaway number 5. Alignment is the real superpower. Experience maps aren't just for customers. They're for teams. Because inside most organizations, everyone has a different version of the truth. Marketing sees one story. Product sees another. Customer service sees a third. Experience maps create a shared reality. Here's a practical application. Map a customer journey together as a team. You'll be amazed how quickly people say, "Wait, customers struggle with that? I didn't know that was happening." We've been solving the wrong problem. Alignment leads to better decisions and faster innovation. Core takeaway number 6. Focus on the user's goal and not your features. At the center of every experience map is a simple question. What is the user trying to achieve? Not what your product does, not what your process requires, but what outcome do they want? For example, a person doesn't want a drill. They want a hole in the wall, and even deeper, they want a place to hang something meaningful. Understanding the real goal unlocks better solutions. Core takeaway number 7. Small improvements create big experiences. The best experiences rarely come from one massive innovation. They come from dozens of small improvements along the journey. Shorter wait times, clearer instructions, friendlier communication, smoother transitions. Each improvement reduces friction. Over time, frictionless experiences become memorable experiences. Companies like Amazon and Apple obsess over tiny details because small details compound into massive loyalty. Here's a practical application. Ask, what's one friction point we can remove today? Small wins stack into big transformations. When you combine these ideas, experience mapping becomes a powerful tool for understanding people. It helps you design life from the user's perspective. And that's a skill that works in business, product design, leadership, communication, and relationships. This was just a taste. If you want the full experience, grab Mapping Experiences by Jim Kalbach through the link below. And don't forget to check out the rest of our Deep Dive series, where we explore many other books and discover the life-changing insights they have to offer. Extraordinary experiences don't happen by accident. They happen when someone takes the time to see the world through another person's eyes. When you map experiences, you gain a rare advantage: the ability to understand people better than most. And in a world where attention is scarce and expectations are high, that understanding might be the most valuable map you'll ever have. If this sparked something in you, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more life-changing ideas. I'll see you in the next video.